Daddy. Right here, man. How does it feel, bro?
We got a lot to improve on, man, but made some tackles today.
Yeah.
Saved more than I gave up.
Shedeur Sanders' NFL journey took a turn no one expected. A quarterback once projected as a top 3 pick, falling all the way to the 5th round. And when the Cleveland Browns finally selected him at pick 144, the reaction in their draft room wasn't excitement. It wasn't celebration. It looked flat. Fans saw a room that appeared tired, emotionless, maybe even disappointed. Andrew Berry sat calm and quiet. Kevin Stefanski clapped politely, but his face didn't show much of anything. And everyone else behind them looked like they were simply waiting for the day to end. That short clip went viral in minutes. People asked if the Browns even wanted Shedeur. Why didn't they look happy? What was going on? But this moment wasn't just about one camera cut. It was the end of a much longer, more painful 3-day stretch for Sanders. Because the reality is, his draft weekend wasn't about what he gained. It was about everything that didn't happen. Quarterback after quarterback came off the board. Guys he was ranked above. Guys nobody predicted would go ahead of him. Jackson Dart went early. Tyler Show went early. Jalen Milroe went early. Even the Browns themselves picked Dillon Gabriel before him. Imagine sitting through that. Watching your stock fall in real time. Watching teams pass you by. Watching the clock tick. Knowing millions of people are watching your reaction. It wasn't just a slide. It was a free fall. And finally, when the Browns traded up and took him, the world expected fireworks. But instead, they got a draft room that barely reacted. When reporters later asked about it, Andrew Berry said they were simply tired from the long weekend. Kevin Stefanski said the timing of the clip didn't match the actual moment. Maybe that's true. But the internet wasn't convinced. Now, let's talk about Cleveland's quarterback room. Because it's packed. Joe Flacco, a 40-year-old veteran. Kenny Pickett, a former first-rounder still trying to prove himself. Newly drafted Dillon Gabriel. And of course, Deshaun Watson, whose injury situation makes everything uncertain. With all of that going on, Shedeur walks into a room filled with questions and opportunity. And this is where his real journey starts. Falling in the draft can do one of 2 things to a player. It can break them, or it can ignite something inside them.
Man, it feels good. It feels real good. It felt better to see all my guys. You know, I feel like each of them got a sack. I feel like Mace kind of got he got screwed over on one. I think he had one, but it went to someone else or something happened. But you know, I felt like all the guys were winning the rushes and doing their thing. So that's the thing I'm most excited about. That's what put a smile on my face. Being able to have the franchise record. I kind of expect that of myself. I'll continue to set the bar higher and higher. And I feel like I had an angel watching over me today.
It seems like he's so close to having that.
Sanders isn't the type to break. If anything, this fall just gave him more fuel, more motivation, more reason to show the NFL exactly who he is. Because Shedeur's talent is real. His accuracy is elite. His calmness in chaos is impressive. And his confidence? That's something you can't teach. He played behind one of the worst offensive lines in college football and still delivered big numbers. He's already faced pressure most young quarterbacks never have to deal with. And now, he enters the NFL with something the other rookies don't have: a chip on his shoulder. He doesn't have the luxury of being the highly celebrated first-round pick. He has to fight for every rep, every snap, every moment. The Browns don't expect him to be a superstar today. They expect him to compete, to learn, to push the room, and to eventually show he can outplay his draft position. And here's the thing. The NFL is filled with quarterbacks who didn't go in round 1. Dak Prescott was a 4th-round pick. Russell Wilson was a 3rd-round pick. Brock Purdy was the very last pick. Kirk Cousins was taken after another quarterback on his own team. None of them were celebrated draft day heroes. But they became stars because they worked for it. Shedeur is now in that exact position. He watched the NFL doubt him. He watched teams pass him. He saw the reaction when he finally got picked. And now he has one mission: prove every single one of them wrong. Training camp will be a battle. Pre-season will be a battle. Every throw, every decision, every moment will matter. This is where Shedeur gets to show the NFL who he really is. This is where he gets to take the narrative back into his own hands. Maybe the Browns draft room didn't look excited. Maybe social media turned that clip into a story, but none of that matters now. What matters is what he does next. What matters is the work, the grind, the performance. Because people don't remember where you were drafted. They remember what you become. And for Shedeur Sanders, this isn't the end of the story. This is the beginning of something different, something powerful, something he gets to write himself. A fall this big doesn't define you. Your response does. And now, the entire NFL world is watching to see what Shedeur Sanders does next.